Hello, my name is Eric Evans, and I have the honor of serving as the Edgecombe County Manager. I wanted to come and share with you some very important meetings that we've got coming up. They are our Getting Off the List community group meetings. We've got 4 meetings scheduled. We'd love for you to come and hear more about where we are with getting off the list. Now, some of you watching this are probably asking, what in the world is getting off the list? Maybe you've never heard of that initiative before. So we want to tell you just a little bit about what that is. So here in Edgecombe County, great county here in eastern North Carolina. I've been working here for 23 years. I've lived here now for almost 9 years. It's a wonderful county. But the truth is, we've got some issues, we've got some problems, we've got some statistics that should concern us. Unfortunately, some examples are we have a very high unemployment rate, we've got a high obesity rate, we've got high rates of chronic diseases. Also, we are one of 22 counties in North Carolina that has a declining population. So those are things that if we care about our county, we should pay close attention to and do what we can to make a positive impact on those things. And so what we're doing is we're actually looking back to our former county manager, Mr. Lorenzo Carmen, who used to talk about those lists. He'd talk about those statistics, and Mr. Carmen used to often say that he was sick and tired of being at the top and bottom of those bad lists. He said, we've got the highest this and the lowest that, and we need to do something about it. And he was right. Mr. Carmen did a wonderful job of building our organization over the 14 years that he served as our county manager to put us in a position that now we feel like that we have the true capacity to try to make a positive impact for a brighter future for our county. So we took the sentiment of Mr. Carmen, we've turned that into our call to action, and we simply say, get off the list, or we're getting off the list. Now, how do we do that? Well, our approach is we feel like that there's a lot of good work already being done by our county, our departments, and many of our partners across this county. But we feel like, unfortunately, it's not enough. Otherwise, we wouldn't be where we are on some of those lists. So we've chosen to select areas of focus, and I'll talk about what those are in a second. Then we're going to identify all of those who are already doing work in those areas. We believe we don't have to recreate the wheel. We feel like we can work with those who are already doing work in those 4 focus areas. Also, we feel like if we can build a support framework or support structures around those existing efforts, and if we sustain that over time, we believe that we will help ourselves to get off of those lists. So that's our approach. That's what we're attempting to do. Here are our 4 focused areas. They are affordable and safe housing, health equity, education and workforce development, and youth and family supports. So over the last year, what we've been doing is we've been identifying everyone who's doing work in these 4 focused areas. Here's a list. This is not actually a complete list, but this shows you that we've been reaching out to find out who's doing work in each of those 4 focus areas. And as I mentioned before, we're going to work on building a support framework around them that includes performance management, leadership development, capacity building, networking and collaboration, policy development, and a more recent addition to this list is transportation. And so we're going to work on pulling together resources to help build this support framework around those who are already doing work in these 4 focus areas. And we believe if we do that and sustain that over time, that we will get off of those lists. So the organizational structure, if you will, that we've created to do this work of getting off the list, of course, the Edgecombe County Board of Commissioners has taken on the task of leading this initiative through our staff. We have 4 advisory boards, 1 for each of the 4 focus areas. They've been meeting for several months now, doing some really good work, building out the map, if you will, of how we're going to approach this. And then we have what we call the larger community groups. These are groups of folks who have a particular interest or passion or doing work, or maybe are a stakeholder in one of these 4 focus areas, and they're interested in coming together to hearing about what we're doing and to give us some feedback as to how we should do this work. So we come back again, we're having meetings of these community groups and would love for you to come and be a part of that. Again, the 4 focus areas, we're having our community group meeting for education and workforce on February the 10th at 10 a.m. here in Tarboro in the County Administration Building in the Carmen Auditorium. Also, affordable and safe housing would be that same day, February 10th, and that will be at 6 p.m. That will be at the East Carolina Ag and Education Center at Kingsboro. Then on February the 13th will be youth and family supports at 2 p.m. back here again at the Carmen Auditorium. And finally, health equity on February 24th at 6 p.m. And that again will be at the East Carolina Ag and Education Center. I would encourage you to come. We'd love for you to be a part of this work that we're doing, because we believe that we can change the future of our great county, but we can't do it unless we do it together. If you'd like to learn more about what we're doing with Getting Off the List, I would encourage you to go to our website. You're welcome to scan this QR code and it will take you directly to our Getting Off the List page. Again, thank you so much, and I hope to see you at one of these community meetings.